Hello and welcome to all the viewers. You are watching Learn English with Amjad, and today in this video we are going to talk about the kinds of a verb. As in our last video we have studied about verb and the different forms of the verb. It could be verb to be, verb to have, and verb to do. We have covered all that topic in the last video. If you missed that, you can visit playlist, you can check it out, and you can watch about verb. So today let's talk about the kinds of verb. So the first kind is irregular verbs. You can see the definitions here. So now regular verbs are those whose past forms and past participles. So as we know, usually there are four forms of verb. It could be present form, it could be past form, it could be past participle, and it could be present participles. So when we are talking about the past form or past participle form, we make the form of a verb with ed and d. So those verbs whose second and third form are made with the help of ed or d. So we can call these are regular verbs. So you can see the examples here. So the first you can see cook, as it is a verb, it is making second form and third form by adding ed. So as it is making second and third form by ed, so we can say it is regular verb. Another example you can see perform, performed, performed. Here we just add ed to make second and third form of verb. So why we make second and third form? We use second and third form for different sentence when you are making tenses in English language, such as present tense, past tense, and present perfect tense. So when we study tense, we need second form and third form, even fourth form of verb. So that's why we make these. Another example you can see behave. Here there is already e, so what we did here, we just add d for second and third form. It has become behaved. So die, it has e, so what we do, we just add d here, which is died. So these are all the regular verbs. Another thing which you have to note here, and you can see verbs ending on y. Those verbs that are ending on y, what you need to do, you have to change y into I. So this is, then add ed or d for past and past participles. So same case, we use ed or d for past and past participle, but those verbs that are ending on y, first you have to change y into I. See the example, study ending on y. What we did, we change y into I and then add ed for second and third form, which is studied, studied. Another example, Mary, ending on y, we add here, we change y into I and then add ed, and same case for third form. So this is the note that you have to make in your mind. So now let's talk about the second kind, which is irregular verbs. Irregular verbs, you can see the definition, are those whose past forms and the past participle is not formed by adding ed or d to the end of the verb. So now it is the opposite of regular verb. In regular verb we have studied that by adding ed or d we can make second and third form, but when we are talking about irregular, so we cannot make the second and third form by adding ed or d. So this is, so now you can see the example, you can see the examples of irregular verbs. Go, went, gone. So it is totally different. Go, went, gone. Another example, write, wrote, written. So these are the verbs that are not following the process of adding ed or d, so we can say these are irregular verbs. Another example, speak, spoke, spoken. So those verbs that are not making their second and third form by adding ed or d, so we can say these are all irregular verbs. So this is the concept of it. Let's talk about further. So there are mainly three types of irregular verbs, you can see. So now verbs in which all three forms are the same. There are some verbs which has all the same form of the verb, like put, and put. So put is verb which is second and third form is same. So those words that are all the same, whether it is first form, second form or third form, so we can say it is irregular verb. Another thing, you can see verbs in which two of the three forms, it means two out of the three forms are same, so we can say these are irregular. See the example: sit, sit, sit. So now second and third form, you can see both are same, so we can say it is irregular verb. Another thing, verbs in which all three forms are different. So this is, we have already seen before in our examples, like drink, drank, drunk. So here you can see all the form of verb are totally different from each. So these are the 3 points you have to remember, that all those verbs are same, we can say it is irregular verb, or 2 out of 3 are same, we can say it is irregular, or all the form of verb are different. In that case we will say irregular verbs. So this is the basic concept of regular and irregular verbs. In next video we are going to talk about further about the verb, like transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. So keep watching and visit playlist so you can have all the video in a proper sequence. Until the next time, it's goodbye. Thank you.